Well, it's been a few minutes since I did an update. I thought I'd give you guys one. Okay. 150, the 90 is, yeah, 90's taken down. I actually just took the sand out of it last night. It's been dry for a long time. So the 150 is all we have left. So now we'll just kind of go through here. You can see the tank. Tank's still doing good. He is over 10 years old that I've had him. And yeah. So this little chromis right there, that poor little guy, he's getting picked on by all these guys. Now if you notice, there's only 4. Where is, actually it's this guy right here in front. Maybe it is this one. The little guy's down over here. But yeah, so we got another one being picked on. That little one is constantly being picked on, but he has somewhere to hide now. So sorry, I'm making coffee, my throat's dry, can't wait. But yeah, the chromis are picking on their own, which is unfortunate. So we have Blinny down there. He's in there, he's just chilling. That money, it fell off. This money is bleached out and it's not growing, and I honestly, I don't know why. You know, I've moved to what I consider is one of the best salts. It's definitely not the cheapest. I'm no longer using Reef crystals because it wasn't that much more for this one. I'm using, what is it, the HW reefer, and I mean it does good, but I don't know, I'm missing a supplement or something, because you know everything's open, it looks happy, but yeah. All the Nacerius, I haven't lost a single Nacerius. You know, all the hammers open. Bristleworms are going nuts. We'll get into that here in a second. The acans, they're happy. That guy's ready to eat, and so is the one on top. Yeah, come on down the line here. Just, yeah, hammer for days. So the urchin, right up here on the very top of this rock, you can see those firework clove polyps, and then I've got some clove polyps down here. The urchin had picked up 2 of them, and he doesn't have them anymore. So I don't know what he did with them. But yeah, more hammer, more hammer. The torch, the last few days hasn't been too happy. He's been kind of closed up. He's starting to reach back out now, and we'll go in the sump and I'll show a couple things. But all these little white, they're technically snails on the back. It's the same thing. I don't know if I can get an angle on it to where you guys can see it, but all those little tube worms that everybody calls them, those are actually snails. Yeah, they're like right here in the center. They're just absolutely taking over this tank, and I don't know what eats them. I don't know, hopefully some of you guys can help me out. One thing down here along the bottom, all that green like that right there, I was able to chip all that away. I just got the standard little scraper, the float, what's that called? Flipper. The flipper, just the standard one. It gets the job done, but man, I really need to spend 150 bucks or whatever it is and get me a good magnetic scraper. Okay, so we're going to come down here, and one of the problems I was having with this is this filter roller. It was coming up here and kind of just folding over because it kept riding this way. Turns out this side was too low. Well, now as you can see, it's riding over there. I put a 1/16 piece of cardboard in here because acrylic slides really good on cardboard, and so there's probably less resistance in acrylic on acrylic, but not level. And this is $1,000 sump. You know, this is the 34. $1,000. It should not have this problem. It should be, I think it should be way more accurate than what this one is. The 1/16 actually has it pushing that way, and I need to go and find me a 1/8 spacer, put it down there, and see if that'll even it out, because every couple days I'm having to come in here and fix it. One of the other things is I have all these sea squirts. Yeah. I need to clean out my sump. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can even see in there. There's usually a ton of activity. Oh, actually a big guy right there. All right. The astute among you may notice this is not the skimmer that I've had in here. Oh, we got some grippage going on over here. A little calcium going in. That other skimmer was not, it's pulled out more. I put this in last night about 10 o'clock. It's pulled out more in probably 16 hours than the other one did in a month. So this skimmer, even though the Reef Octopus, these are bottom of the line. I do have a DC pump on it, not the AC pump. I 3D printed my own needle wheel, and it's doing way better. So I'm looking to get the Nios, just because, well, it's kind of the creme de la creme. I pushed all my macroalgae over, and I wanted to see the growth, because let me sit my big ass down here on this floor. I had just a little LED light that plugs into the USB, adapter, and 5 volt. It just wasn't enough light, and it wasn't dying, but it wasn't growing. And I noticed my nutrients were starting to go up and up and up, which sea squirts, whatever, and those little worm guys up there, they love dirty water. This right here where the return pump is, that is the Apex return. The bigger one was at the Core 20 or something. It just sea squirts everywhere. So I pushed the macro over just to see growth, but that also gave me a place to stick a little maxi jet pump, and then that's where this comes in. Don't worry about this junk on top. That is rust, but it's not in the water. I took the bracket off that it was on. It was on a metal bracket, and I was using this container with a filter to filter out the reef crystals, which is why I changed salt. Reef crystals, it works really good, but oh my god, it is a dirty, dirty, dirty salt. And even though I've only put RODI in this, I don't know if it's actually picking it up, but that's slime that's in there. I guess it's just dust that comes into the little bitty holes back here, just enough to make some slime. But I've got that canister completely full of carbon, as much carbon as I could put in it, because as long as I've had this tank running, never ran carbon on it. I was up here and I was on that side, and I shined my light through it, and I looked through that end, and it was just green. Oh my god, it was so bad. It wasn't yellow, which I was surprised. I figured it'd be very yellow, but it was green, and it might have been green because I did have my moonlights on. Yellow, blue, make green. So that might have been why it was green. Now that I think about that, I've noticed that it's not real dark skimmate, and I'm skimming dry compared to what it normally is. I guess that just says how much crap is in this water. But I had those LED lights on here. I didn't like it. This light was burning everything. Let me see if I can just grab it like this. But it's one of these guys. So it is a red light. Let me hang this guy back up here. There we go. That's my gate valve for my full siphon, and then the top bar, that's the emergency overflow, wide open. And I probably need to shut that valve a little bit more and get a little bit of water going through that pipe. And yes, that pipe does go downhill, so there's not water sitting in it. But yeah, so I'm hoping that carbon helps things out. This light, I went from, I think I had this thing programmed for like 14 hours. I have no idea why. I turned it down to like 7 hours, and so far it has not burnt the algae at all. It hasn't turned white or yellow or anything. But I noticed like 3 days after I put it on, the growth, it was just kind of like right here to the top of the water down to like here. The growth had went almost to the bottom. And I mean, there's some in there right now, and that's how low it was. Where'd my flashlight go? Hang on. No, working through it, working through it. Holy crap, might be working through it. There it is. All right, so yeah, you can, it wasn't the pump that was pushing it down that far, it was that far down. And I see I need to move my little maxi jet right there. But I need to clean out my sump. Should probably do that today. I'm getting ready to do a water change, so let's see. Let's just move that over just a little bit. There we go. Gets it away from the macro. I did have it down here in this little void there, the maxi jet, and way too loud. Oh my god, that thing is way too loud. So what I think I'm going to do, this is a threaded fitting, and I didn't have enough room here because it comes up and then comes back this way, tees, and then goes to my two returns that are on the outside. As you can see, it just barely fit. I was very nervous making that piece, but hey, it turned out. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this, and I'm going to put a screw-on fitting to put me a manifold coming off of here, and then have it go somewhere. I might put it over, I don't know. But I need to get a manifold to feed this guy, because that pump is way too loud, and I'm only running my core at 55%. And in fact, you can, yeah. So I'm only running that return pump at 55%. I can bump it to 60 and feed this guy easily with a ton of overhead. Man, ready for that coffee. I ain't even lying. So I think I need to do that. I thought about just putting it in line with the silicone tubing. I don't know if I want to do that, because then I would need this barb plus that, plus the T, plus screwing it. It would just be, it would be a double barb. So take this barb here, double, and then you have your T, and then more barb, and so it'd be down here. So I wouldn't have a lot of wiggle room. It would still, you know, help reduce the vibration and the noise, but I don't know, man. One thing this is doing is the return is coming back way back over here. Turn on screen. And whenever the alkalinity goes in at night, that'll kind of help stir that up, because right now, whenever the alkalinity drips in, which one is it driven from? It's driven from this guy. Whenever it drips in, a lot of precipitation, and yeah, you know, it happens. So I've been doing a lot of work under here. Wires are worse than they were, and you know, let me close my door here. I love these slow closing doors. Oh my god. Yeah, it's way worse than it was, and it's starting to drive me up the wall. So I mean, you guys can hate if you want. It is what it is. I don't have power bricks stacked on top of each other, but I have wires on top of the power bricks, like that guy right there. Yeah, he could get a little warmer than he should. I should probably contact a fab shop and see if they can fab me up an aluminum mount. It'll kind of work like a heat sink. Or I guess I could just 3D print one or make one out of acrylic or something. But this is not going to stay like this. I know it's been like this for a very long time. It is driving me insane. But right now, as busy as I am, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of options at this point. So my little button that I have there, and it does work with the doors. Once the doors close, those lights turn off. They work fine. You know, I use only one. I use this one right here, and whenever I hit it, it engages the water change mode. So, but I mean, it's doing good. It's doing good. It's not where I want it. Not even close. Since I've had it running, we've lost no fish. We have lost some emerald crabs. I don't know where the small ones, or I've seen the small ones that have died. I had a big one in here. I haven't seen him in a while. Either he crawled in the rock and died or something. Phosphate's 0.04 last time I checked, which is a couple weeks ago. And nitrates were at 5.3, I believe it was. So the nutrients were starting to come up. I think the skimmer not working right, the filter keep pulling over, not running carbon. I think a lot of things added to it, and yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes from here. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do a water change, and yeah. Oh, you might have to turn your phone upside down, but there you go. The bottom was open, so I had to, yeah. They don't like to pick those up, they just like to scoot them, as you can tell with all the don't worry, we just put this floor in the base, whatever. It's a work in progress, and yeah, not a lot of time to do much of anything, but that's the update on the 150, guys. I mean, it's sustaining, you know. These little guys keep popping up. Look on the stem of the hammer, it's still popping up with new heads. If I counted all them little heads as well as all the big heads, I'm probably over 500 heads of hammer. It's kind of stupid, kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. So that's the update on the old 150. Clowns are doing good. Chromis are being damsels. The 6-line wrasse likes to pick on my Blenny. There you go. Blenny come up for a front row shot. How you doing, fat boy? So he picks on the 6-line, picks on Blenny, and it's kind of annoying. I want to catch the wrasse, but he eats worms, and that's one problem we have in here, and I'm really scared to treat, but I do have red flatworms. Wah wah. So we may have to go that route and get rid of them. That's the other reason I wanted to put the carbon on and get it running, get the tank cleaned out. That way it's ready for whenever I do the flatworm RX or whatever it is. I think that might be something that was wrong with the hammer over there. There might be a flatworm on it that I just can't see. But I haven't noticed any of the hammer closing up. Did I say hammer before? I meant the torch. And the Tang, he does this. He gets all mad and starts stabbing the glass. Yeah, he's, I don't know, eccentric, I guess. But anyway, guys, that's the update. Tank's sustaining, like I mentioned. Hopefully it'll be thriving once we get everything done. So appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.